When Hasbro was developing Transformers in the 1980s, they smartly went to Marvel Comics for help. Bob Budiansky would eventually be handed the reins of the comic series that Sunbow Productions would turn into the Transformers animated series. But names like Battle Convoy, Gun Robo, and Dino Robo just weren't gonna cut it. And so Bob was tasked with naming all of these characters. And as Transformers' popularity grew, even more characters. Over 40 years and different iterations of the series later, and Hasbro has managed to keep or reacquire all of these names through trademarks. A trademark, simply put, is a symbol, a word, or a combination of words used to represent a business or its products. At this point, Hasbro has this on lockdown. But that wasn't always the case.
More lies, traitor!
The easiest way to keep your trademark is to use it. And for toys, that simply means you have to release a figure every few years under that name and you keep control. It's what Hasbro does now, and we saw evidence of it earlier this year with the Age of the Primes line, when they released Q from Dark of the Moon. In that movie, his name's Q, but he performs all the duties that would normally go to Wheeljack. So to keep trademark, they named him Wheeljack, in parentheses, Q. Now this is an example of where Hasbro keeps control, but they've had to alter names as well, because they've lost trademarks.
But if you lose your very existence.
Two big examples were with the G1 commemorative series. In 2003, Blue Streak was renamed Silver Streak, and in 2002, Hot Rod was renamed Rodimus Major. Other toy companies held the copyrights at the time, but Hasbro managed to get them back later. This year, in addition to Q, we get another example of the name game in the Age of the Primes line. But I consider this one a bit more of a spoiler by Hasbro for Wasp's character arc in Transformers Animated. This is Age of the Primes Waspinator, or Wasp. Guys, let's get it.
Alright gang, let's take a look at the box. And the obvious thing here is that this box is double the size of Waspinator. One size box for each class size totally makes sense. They're not going to build a smaller box for him. But it is kind of weird just to see him suspended there. But he does look awesome. And this looks awesome too. Wasp in both modes, and the sweet legend up here as well. On this side, we have our Golden Lagoon Primes, Till All Are One, and Wasp is a deluxe class figure, albeit a small one. On the back, we have both versions of Wasp in all of his green glory. I love that color scheme. And on this side, we have that fantastic Wasp design again from the front. Well, there he is, guys. Let's get him out of there. Okay, gang, first impressions. And two things can be true at the same time. He's definitely small, but he definitely looks phenomenal. The color choices are bang on for this guy, for the show, but also stylistically. He's got like this Joker-esque quality to him with the two shades of green and the purple. Wonderful. His face sculpt is very simple and stunning. He also makes great use of his accessories. Right here, I especially love that his head can go all the way up like this to look up as if these were rockets on his back and he was flying. The Rocketeer, I love that. And he just oozes personality, proving that good things come in small packages. All right, articulation. And articulation is good but not exceptional. There are limitations because his shoulders are on double joints here. But you can bring it most of the way up and most of the way back and continue the movement on with the rest of his arm. He has a nice elbow joint there, and his hand can move. Good for a deluxe. His head's on a ball joint, but can go back quite a bit like this, like I said, with a flying mode. Pretty great. And then it will go all the way around if you can maneuver it. It's got a big chin that kind of stops it. Now, his waist goes 360 with no problem whatsoever. His leg can go all the way to the front, all the way to the back, and all the way to the side. He's got a great buttery knee joint and a great ankle joint as well, although they're a little bit stiff, but they're very, very solid. Okay, let's transform Wasp. All right, guys, and I like to start the legs here. So there's a couple panels in the front that open up. You take the two little kneecaps down. Perfect, perfect. Now you take his toes up along with the heels. Toe, heel on the other side. Now we can take this panel, slide it around, and now we can close it on that side. Same thing on this side. Around, closed. Now we can lock these two pieces together and swivel 180. Now, let's move to his head. And if we lift the chest up, the head will move with it. When we get to this point, we just slide right up like that. And now, there's a double joint back here. And there we go. We got the start of Wasp. Now I like to take the double hinges back here with the back wheels. Now we'll take the panels on the arms and bring those in. Panel, bring that out, and actually leave the panels out. And this is the bit of a cobbly part that I find. You have to kind of just get him in there, get him in position, and then you'll have to just like kind of cobble it together a little bit, which is not my ideal. But the more you do it, the better you get at it. So now I'm just going to take all this stuff and just try to get it in there. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you just kind of gonna finesse. Tabs, tabs, perfect. That's pretty good. Now I'm gonna take this back part, take it all away, and there's two tabs right here that go into two tabs right there. One on this side and one on this side. There's Wasp. Okay, gang, a couple of vehicle size mode comparisons, and here he is next to recent Deluxe class Gears, and here he is next to animated Optimus Prime. A couple of robot mode comparisons, and here's Wasp next to Gears, and here he is next to animated Optimus Prime. And there is a little bit of a size discrepancy here because in the show, Bumblebee and Wasp are the same size, and Bumblebee more comes up to about here on Optimus. That being said, pretty close. Okay, let's get into some of the positives for Waspinator here, guys. And the overall color scheme and design is just wonderful. It drew me right to the figure, and that includes the head sculpt. It's awesome. He's got pinned wheels, and two types of pinned wheels here. Seems like the people at Hasbro are listening to us. He makes good use of his accessories. You can do jetpack mode in the back or pistol mode in the front. And he actually even has a special extra move using just these things. Pretty cool. He's got great playability in all of his modes, the car and the robot mode. But with the accessories included, he's got some extra gimmicks and some things that you can do. Very fun. All right, and to some of the Nit Picks, guys. And yeah, he's pretty small for a Deluxe class. He has some limited articulation because of the transformation, but it's nothing to write home about. It's pretty great still. The transformation's a bit clunky, especially when you get to this part, putting these doors in place. And final thoughts, guys. Wasp is a very solid deluxe class figure. What he lacks in size, he makes up in function. He is very fun to pose, very fun to play with. His accessories are very versatile as well, amping up the fun. His transformation has a bit to be desired though, as there's some very smooth parts and some clunky parts. But his overall look and design and color scheme more than make up for it. It's a great use of the animated Bumblebee mold, and I recommend it.
Well, that's it, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out today. What's your opinion of Wasp, or Waspinator, or whatever? I know a lot of people were waiting on this toy, myself included. It did not disappoint.
Victory is mine!
Let me know in the comments, you guys. And if you dug what you saw today, give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more. I'll see you next time on Dan's Vintage Toy Chest. Until then, play on.